Fellow Bayelsans, listen to this. God is lifting Bayelsa. God is lifting Bayelsa. Tell me why Bayelsa state to be. Ayiba Bayelsa state to me. Aziba sama Bayelsa. Aziba sama Bayelsa. Izibe funi sama Bayelsa. Izibe funi sama Bayelsa. Izibe funi sama Bayelsa. Izibe funi sama Bayelsa.
Hello Bayelsans, other Nigerians and the global community. My name is ATEI David BEREDUGO, Bayelsa governorship candidate of the National Conscience Party in the February elections. Bayelsa is like a small version of Nigeria, heavily endowed, having all the potentials to be truly great, but not getting there. Our national colors are green and white, yet these attributes of green and white appear to be the very things that have eluded Nigeria for over 50 years since independence. One analyst, Leke Elder, indeed depicted the situation as green, white, green. On the part of Bayelsa, Bayelsa has been tagged the glory of all lands. But since state creation, it seems the only thing of glory that has emerged is the rise of the first South-South minority president from this smallest of states. But like Nigeria, the state has all the potentials to be indeed the glory of all lands. All of us need to be both involved and concerned in putting things right. Bayelsa has grabbed national attention and raised tension beyond the state for months now. But even more importantly, as we seek change and progress, Bayelsa can provide a good model, a once challenging place where we achieve dramatic success and apply the strategy elsewhere. Think about this. Jesus Christ came to change the world. I am the light of the world, he stated categorically. But he concentrated on just one tiny territory called Israel and went away. Today, there is no nation on earth that has not been impacted by the work of Jesus Christ. What do we learn? To change the world, we don't have to start with the world. That is also the whole essence of nursery beds and demonstration farms in agriculture, pilot projects in the social sciences and management. I am a former banker, trained economist, and professional manager, seeking to bring in the grossly lacking discipline, focused, and selfless management into the public arena. But I'm not a politician. For the past 10 years or so, I have shied away from direct involvement in politics and been a consultant or support technocrat. But I have seen that it's not working. Ideas are like eggs. They never produce chicken to eat unless incubated, sat upon, and heated up. That intensity of commitment and focus has been lacking. I have seen firsthand that, as Charles de Gaulle said, politics is too serious to leave to politicians. By the way, Bayelsa State has been far more significant in Nigeria's history than many have noticed. In the slavery era, it was a major slave port. Later, the people in present-day Bayelsa State were a major trigger to the creation of Nigeria. British history indicates clearly that before the creation of Nigeria, stiff opposition to British incursion from people in what is Bayelsa today, including the Akasa raid, other things, were central in causing the British to revise imperial policy. Ultimately amalgamated what was then North and South protectorates under the Royal Niger Company, fully colonized Nigeria to have a firmer grip and created one country, Nigeria as we have today. Again, it was Oloibiri in Bayelsa State where crude oil was first discovered and produced, changing the economic landscape of Nigeria. The largest producing oil well, the Nembe Creek, is still in Bayelsa today. The first serious attempt to split Nigeria started in Bayelsa under Isaac Adakaboro. The last wave of militancy was triggered from Bayelsa via the Kaima Declaration. And thank God, the first South-South minority president has also hailed from Bayelsa. All this is to say, history and current affairs all indicate that Bayelsa is not a state we can be indifferent about when anything starts from there. Now, we're all fortunate that the February 2012 elections will be the only elections at a time, so we can all concentrate and get it right. In the next few minutes, I'd like to briefly give a summary of the Bayelsa situation, highlight the things I will do to transform Bayelsa rapidly, and then end with a few calls on all of us as we go into this election. Now, I will not dwell much on the socio-economic situation in Bayelsa. What is more important is the way forward. But let me just make some quick highlights so we can have a sense of the urgent need for change. I'll quickly take 3 key areas that have a bearing with the rest of Nigeria. First, the educational system. One of the glaring signs of failure of governance nationwide is the collapse of the public educational system. Think about this. There is hardly any government official today that did not attend a public school, but there is hardly, indeed almost no senior government official today whose child attends a public school. The ladders by which they climbed have been left to rot. Now let's take a look at this situation in one school in the heart of Yenagua. Look at the slide there. See the number of students, the number of different colors of dresses, including mufti attires, the number of people standing. The critical question is, what are we raising here? Doctors, lawyers, inventive engineers for Nigeria's breakthrough? Or will the majority of the next set of militants, after years of frustration, emerge from places like this? Someone described the schools as restive youth factories. At the tertiary level, while a 500-bed mega hospital project has been on since the days of the first civilian regime, the medical department of the state university was without accreditation for lack of basic facilities until 2010. One engineering department at a time had just 1 lecturer, 1. As governor, I will invest in quality education. To be specific, none of my children has attended any public school to date, and I have no apologies because I had no opportunity to improve the schools. But I still have 1 child, the 8-year-old saxophonist, in primary school and another in secondary school. When I become governor, these ones will attend public schools in Bayelsa because I will give the state schools of global standard. Coming to quality education, I will give Bayelsa at least 8 global standard secondary schools, 1 in each of the LGAs. I will also improve other schools across the state. At the tertiary level, I will partner with global institutions and private companies to make the state university one of Nigeria's best 10 universities. Let's also look at urban development. Another glaring sign of failure of governance nationwide is this. 50 years after independence, in almost all of our cities, the most valuable and best laid out sections of the cities are those the former colonialists occupied or built in the 1960s, or those that were built in the 1960s and early 70s. The names haven't changed from European quarters to GRA and things like that, but they remain the best parts. Unfortunately, Bayelsa is a new state. There was no colonial settlement. So today, there is not one neighborhood you can describe as modern or decent. Certainly, there are very beautiful houses here and there. But as we see in these scenes here, imposing villas like this are almost everywhere surrounded by village-like shanties. The Millennium Development Goals call for reduction of slums, but we are raising fresh slums. As governor, I will stop the sprawling slum growth and ensure the evolution of a 21st century sustainable and smart city. The portion of Yenagua that has been built like a slum is no more than 30% of the designated capital territory. Out of the rest that is yet undeveloped, I will commence the building of the finest city in Nigeria. So seriously speaking, get ready for your summer holidays in Bayelsa in a few years. I will also work progressively with the local government authorities to build up the LG headquarters so that Bayelsa does not become a one-city state, and so that jobs and development and all of these benefits can penetrate down to the grassroots.